everyone, I'm meteorologist David Jones. Yesterday, I tuned into Global TV's BC1 to watch an update on the province's Alert Ready broadcast system. At least two issues stood out for me. Number one, Mike Farnworth, the Minister of Public Safety, has not been well informed about the history of severe weather alerting here in BC. And two, there are persistent misconceptions about last year's severe weather and its relationship to climate change. I hope this video helps clarify these important issues. During a nasty heat wave in 2009, deaths in the Lower Mainland surged above the weekly average of 280 by 115 people. Shortly thereafter, the BC Centre for Disease Control and the health authorities developed a rigorous extreme heat alerting protocol. With their help, I began training forecasters in the protocol because it turns out vulnerable people in the Lower Mainland will die after 2 days in a row of temperatures above 36 at Abbotsford. How many of you people knew there was once a United Nations award-winning liquid landslide warning system right here in the Lower Mainland? When the company that built it and envisioned it eventually spreading all the way to Hope got into a legal dispute with the municipality, the District of North Vancouver came to yours truly, asking this: would Environment Canada be interested in taking this over, so to speak? Of course, said I. In 2008, the Justice Institute approached me. We're doing an exercise. Can you dream up a hypothetical extreme weather scenario that sends most of BC into emergency response mode? Why, of course, said I immediately. Why don't we just use a historical event, but shift the landfall into the worst possible place, somewhere in the Lower Mainland? That would surely create a nightmare of impacts. We even made a fakey newscast for the exercise.
We start tonight with the subject on everyone's mind, the weather.
Thanks, Darren. Many of you may remember the tropical punch storm of mid-January 2005. That's when an incredibly wet tropical weather system crashed through southern BC, shutting down transportation routes, knocking out the power, and isolating many communities. In 2013, a workshop on atmospheric rivers was held in Victoria. I attended. In 2014, a report on the workshop was published. From part 4 of this report, titled Enhancing Our Response, identifying vulnerabilities and emergency management needs in advance could reduce risks to communities. Did you know the U.S. National Weather Service celebrates shaving seconds off tornado warning lead times? Here in Canada, our tornado warnings were, for the longest time, and may still be, delayed because of translation. Climate change had nothing to do with the atmospheric river, nor did it cause the heat wave. There are 3 bins into which extreme weather nonsense can safely be placed. Think of them as trash baskets. The first is the argument from experience bin. This can is for every argument resembling the following: we've never seen this before. Typical proponents: journalists, news anchors, also dewy-eyed junior forecasters, and meteorologists that are not actually meteorologists but play one on TV. The second bin is for arguments from authority. These are the pompous pronouncements from experts in anything but operational meteorology on the West Coast. Here, you can also toss any arguments from scientists who are more activists than scientists. Science activism is accelerating to scale and should not be acceptable anywhere the church is separated from the state. The third is the argument from small sample size bin. Here, you can safely deposit all arguments that use dubious statistical methods to overcome that which cannot be overcome: small sample size. So, Minister Farnworth, I hope that helps you better understand how severe weather alerting got to where it was last year. I only know these truths because it was my job to be directly in the middle of all of it. And for everyone else, whenever you hear a claim about West Coast weather and a causal relationship to climate change, if it's not coming from a proper meteorologist with decades of experience here, ask yourself, into which of the 3 bins should that claim be placed?